Welcome back, guys. I'm Zell, and today we're talking about the Spyderco Techno. Here she is, guys, the Spyderco Techno. This is probably the most ludicrous knife I've ever reviewed. What makes it ludicrous? Well, you'll see as we go along. Getting a look at the thing, we have titanium handle scales, both sides. Nice titanium handle scales. Standard, nice Spyderco hardware with deep recesses for the torques. And we have a reversible wire pocket clip. All top shelf Spyderco stuff everyone likes. We got a G10 backspacer in blue to kind of set off the titanium, all the gray and silver. Splash of color there. And other than that, it's pretty plain. There's nothing with the knife folded up that screams, hey, look at this. But it's all well done. It's all looks very nice. It's got kind of a, I don't know, upscale contemporary look. I don't know. But where it gets a little ludicrous is the size. We have a length of about a little less than 3.5 inches. A thickness of a nice, fairly skinny for what we're looking at here, about 0.45. Closed height of 1.4, so it's a little shorter than most Spydercos. But the interesting stuff comes whenever we get to this little blade. And what we have here is a blade that's about 2.5 inches long with a slightly shorter edge length, about 2.4. But our stock thickness, look at that. Now, just for comparison's sake, this is your SE Zancudo knife with a longer blade and considered a medium heavy duty knife. But look at that stock thickness. I think we're at about 0.1 or 1.2 here. I don't remember exactly. And here we're at 0.176, 4.5 millimeter. We got some serious blade stock. It's a departure from general Spyderco design. It's a collaboration of Marchin Slysz, and because of that, it doesn't have your standard Spyderco hump. It doesn't have some of the Spyderco trademark stuff. Got this really thick blade stock, kind of short, stubby blade. Spyderco calls it their big little knife. I don't know how far that really goes, but we get this nice drop point blade with that really thick blade stock, and it's flat ground. Now they call it fully flat ground, but it's flat ground fully from here up. We got a little bit of flat still showing right there above the Spidey hole. And it's made out of CTX XHP, which is a steel that I'm learning to like a lot. It takes all the best properties of D2 steel and gives us a better steel. It's less likely to chip along a fine edge, and it seems to hold an edge a little longer than D2, especially that fine edge. You know, D2 will hold a working edge for a very long time. This stuff seems to hold the fine edge longer, and I really appreciate that. So once we've got this guy open, we get a total length of almost 6 inches. So this thing's small all the way around until we get to weight. In weight, we're at about 3.5 ounces or 101.2 grams. So it's no lightweight. However, whenever we look down over the top of this guy, everything lines up well. We've got some jimping right here. It's big, kind of audacious jimping maybe. But anyhow, very big jimping. And we have similar jimping here across the back. Looks like it was made with a die grinder bit or something, and big jimping. But that's kind of the theme for this knife. And now we're going to take a moment and look at our stop and read card, and I'll be right back with you. Our Techno is running on phosphor bronze bushings with a frame lock. It can be flicked open right-handed, But as you can see right here, that thumb flick with your left hand is not going to work, nor is just opening the knife by rotating the blade out going to work left-handed. So this is not very much of a left-hander's knife. It's really designed for a righty. You can do this. It will Spidey flick once you've got it broke in, but it is not gonna, you're gonna have to pinch and do all kinds of weird things there to get it open left-handed. Now some of you will figure it out and it'll be natural, but just so you know, it's not designed to be a left-hander's knife. And there's our lockup. We've got what, 40% or so, and guys, that is one of the things about this knife. It locks up hard. There is nothing bad here, and it doesn't exhibit any of that lock stick you normally get with titanium and steel. So I don't remember reading it in the documentation, but Spyderco may have carburized the end of that titanium. It sure feels like they did. On to ergonomics. And guys, this thing is just a little beastie. I mean, that's all you can say about it. It's not terribly thick, but it's small. As you can see, my medium-large hands get a full grip on it. There's no real hot spots, but this is no ergonomic wonder either. And there's the jimping here and the jimping back here, but you know, it's not an ergonomic wonder, but it works. And that's kind of the cool thing about the little knife. I mean, it just works. It's a bit ludicrous, a bit silly, but it works. And something also to note, you would get something like this and you would think, well, that thing won't cut, as thick as it is. And I do have to admit, whenever it arrived with the factory edge on it, it was sharp. But it wasn't doing this. A few minutes with the KME, with that CTXXHP, a little bit of edge geometry correction, and there you have it. That fat little blade will cut. Well guys, there was a Spyderco Techno, a rather ludicrous little knife. I mean, it's, like we said, it's big, it's fat, and it's got a little heavy for its size. But the thing here is, you can't help but like it. You know, at the price tag, it's even more ludicrous, but you still can't help but like it. You know, and I don't know why. I wish I knew why. But for all the places it doesn't hit sharply and misses, there's just something alluring for me about this guy. And you know, apparently there's a lot of people that like it because the thing sells pretty decently for what it is. You know, is it the right knife for you? I don't know, but I kind of like it. And just so you know, guys, this knife came from Todd Knife and Tools collection of folding knives, and we're going to be looking at more of his over the next few weeks. And he was gracious enough to send me back with about a partial box of knives. So we've got, I don't know, a dozen, maybe two to look at from his collection. And thank you, Todd Knife and Tool, for that. And thank you guys for watching and hanging out with me today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.